Chancellor wants to use today to get businesses really gunning up and down the country. But how easy is that to do? Perhaps easier said than done. Well, with me are two people who know all about that. Amar Lodhia, who's from the Small Business Consultancy, who works here in London, and Lee Broderick, who's recently started up his own business. Now, what do you want the Chancellor to do today? Because he says time and again he wants to unleash the entrepreneur in all of us, but how could he actually help you?
Well, firstly, the Small Business Consultancy works with marginalised communities and inspires them to become successful through enterprise by getting them to set up their own businesses. And we actually work with ex-offenders, recovering drug addicts, those people that were actually taking from the economy to now contribute back. So what we actually want to see from this budget is support from the private sector and the government actually putting in initiatives for the private sector to support community interest companies like us.
But support means cash, and there isn't much cash around.
There isn't. The thing that we do at the Small Business Consultancy is we deliver cost savings for the local authorities for the work that we do. So you can imagine the multiplier effect of enterprises creating growth, creating employment. All of those things are really, really important. Now, we deliver on average £6.41 of cost savings for every pound that a local authority invests in us with taxpayers' money. So the long-term sustainability of the work that we do is very viable, and especially the contribution of enterprise to our economy, creating the jobs, creating that employment, extremely very important.
So you're saying to the Chancellor, give more money to councils, they give more money to you, because that'll save the taxpayer in the long term.
Exactly.
But do you think it's actually going to happen? Because there's so much pressure on budgets, particularly on council budgets.
Well, 99% of the private sector is small businesses, and they account for 25% of private sector income. So you can see how important this is. The Prime Minister himself has said it's not the government that's going to get the country out of recession, it's grafters and entrepreneurs, and that's what we're creating.
Let's talk to one of those grafters and entrepreneurs. Now, Lee, you were mixed up in drugs when you were younger, but now you've turned things around and started your own business.
Yep.
How hard has it been?
It's been very hard. I mean, the last 10 weeks, we've literally not had any time off at all. I've probably had one day off, and it's work all the time, basically.
So what kind of thing would you like to hear from the Chancellor today?
Well, basically, to encourage, people to get involved with entrepreneurship, and that, it can help stimulate the economy and give back, basically.
And give back in terms of what? I mean, more grants and funding for organisations like the Small Business Consultancy?
For the Small Business Consultancy, seeing the passion that Amar has in helping people, and that also there are benefits to it, for the local community too.
And how confident are you that your business will work? Obviously you're working every hour God sends, but how confident do you feel about the future as someone who's just taken those first steps on the road?
Well, we've got all the support we need from Amar, and we've got quite a unique sort of system. We're using group buying to sort of help stimulate local economy and get great deals for local people too. We're also sort of employing people from marginalised backgrounds, and we're sort of working with Mr. Site, one of the TSBC sponsors, to sort of help us through everything, and Amar gives us great support all the way.
Okay, well, Lee Broderick and Amar Lodhia, thanks very much indeed for joining me here. Good to hear your experiences from the real world, not this rather weird and wonderful world of Westminster. Thanks very much indeed for joining us. Now we've just